Pittsburgh is in the middle of losing its friggin' mind. Every year they have this celebration called Picklesburg. What in the hell is a Picklesburg? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's another way to screw up friggin' traffic, cause road rage, and make people go insane. It's not even started yet, but they've already gotten Boulevard of the Allies. Oh, by the way, if you're in Pittsburgh, stay away from Boulevard of the friggin' Allies, which is the main thoroughfare, by the way. It's ridiculous. It's going to be. It's already started today. The event hasn't started, but the traffic has. They've already got things blocked off up there. It's going to start tomorrow around noon, I guess, and run through Sunday evening. And the reason that they're in this new location around Boulevard of the Allies is their excuse is it's more comfortable. What about my comfort? What if I need to go through there? Now I got to reroute and go all the way around the friggin' area. Cost me another 40 friggin' minutes just to get where I'm going because of some stupid festival called Picklesburg. Christ, man. At least make it relative. Go with Heinsberg. Do a catch-up thing. Criminy, man. Give me a break. Picklesburg. What a fucking joke that was. How y'all doing, man?
Doing good. How are you?
How you doing, Sean? Sean is. I don't even know if Sean's there.
His mic's off.
Here, Johnny, I'm
All
here.
right.
My bad.
So
Picklesburg. Johnny.
I feel bad, but I also feel like I had some righteousness coming through after that happened because the event itself was a disaster because there were so many people dropping from heat stroke and shit out there that they had to end it early. So I was like, yeah, I feel bad for you people, but quit being fucking idiots. It's 90 degrees out there.
Yeah, it was rough. I know how it is over here, so I can only imagine. There's no reason to be bringing them out. And I get it. That traffic crap, you had a valid point, Johnny. Why do you don't care about
Boulevard of
mine?
the Allies is the major thoroughfare through here, man. If I want to go from here, which is southeast, right,
Yep.
north or west at all, you have to go through Boulevard of the Allies, okay?
Yep.
Unless I want to take a 3-hour detour around Route 22, which would take me 70 miles around the town just to get to the other side. That's ridiculous, man. Fucking crazy.
Man, oh man.
At least if people cramped up at that festival, they could drink pickle juice. That relieves the cramps in your legs. You should actually drink some of that before you go on a road trip because
evidently it didn't work for them because ridiculous. Ben, get in here, man.
Yeah, let's go, Ben.
I'm not going to read any of your damn comments because you can put them on the air.
Does somebody have a parrot?
Somebody's parrot's laughing their ass off at them.
yeah, my bird thought Ben was funny. Usually they're quiet when my wife goes upstairs.
Sean Spencer, this Facebook user wants to know about the water bottle incident.
Oh my goodness gracious. This Facebook woo-wee. Okay, let's go down this road. Let me Facebook user, I am in the car because it's Tales from the driver's side. I will be upstairs later.
That's what it is.
Let me tell you something, Johnny. we were going to Sarasota, Florida for spring break. Her spring break. I had to take off work. I was already uneasy because the person we were going to see, we were acquaintances with, but he was closer to her sister. So I wasn't really too keen on it. And this was that 15-hour trip that I told you about.
Oh boy.
So I always like to have a water bottle, something to just give me a quick little quench of the thirst, something to keep me flowing as I'm going down the road. I put the water bottle there. We had drinks because we went to get something to eat, so we had drinks in our normal console in the middle. So we put the water bottle right next to, like, right in front of her seat, as close to me as possible, like right on the ground. And so we had a couple things because we were traveling out there. So midway through the trip, I'm like, "Hey, can I get that water bottle?" And she's like, and then so I'm driving and she's looking. She's like, I don't see it. And so I was like, I'm pretty sure I put that water bottle down there. And she's just looking, moving stuff around. Even got out of we even stopped at one point, got out of the car and looked around. No water bottle. Huh. To my mind, I'm just saying this whole way, 15 hours worth of, I know that water bottle is down there. I know that water bottle is down there. I know that goddamn water, like this is going on in my head, and I'm fuming. You know, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. I'm just, I know it's down there. So we get to this place. We get to my guy's place in Sarasota. It was 3 a.m, and we're getting out, and we were, among other things, we were kind of, it was rocky. We talked about that trip a couple episodes ago.
Yep.
So we're taking things out of the car, and we're moving things out, and I believe it was that night. It was either that night or the morning. We're taking things out of the car. We were, putting it inside, the luggage and all that stuff. And then here comes a water bottle just rolling through her seat. And she says, "Oh, it's right there." And at that point, thankfully, we were with our friend Lawrence. And so we were drinking and everything. So I was in a more pleasant mood at that time. However, once we came back, we got in more arguments. And I definitely brought up that water bottle every 5 minutes. I'm not gonna lie. It was rough. So there's your story, Kat.
Yeah, he did mention the baby gators the last time we talked about this.
Yeah.
I had to put a gag on my birds.
No.
I would have liked to have video of that gagging a bird.
Oh my goodness.
And I didn't get bit either.
Damn.
No
How
blood.
did that happen? The morning. Okay, Sean, I know you got a rant you want to do. You want to go ahead and get to inside to do that one, or are you going to do it from there?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's wait till I get inside to do that one because I want full face time, full camera time, because I have something that needs to be said, Johnny, and it's getting under my skin, man. It's getting under my skin.
I can't wait.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Kat says she is an amazing passenger.
Camera back on. I don't second that. I love you though, Kat.
Oh no, she didn't.
What's happened?
John is always driving Miss Daisy.
Oh man, I wouldn't even gone there.
Wow.
That kind of ties into your little rant tonight, man.
Yeah, oh, it does. Oh my goodness. What's up, Marty?
What's up, everyone? Can you hear me all right?
Oh yeah.
Awesome. How's everybody tonight?
Mark Knopfler, there are no golf carts here, so no, this is not the Villages.
Is that the guitarist, or is that his real name?
That's really Mark Knopfler, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, I've got some amplifiers, vintage amplifiers for sale if you're looking for any.
Marty,
relocated?
my man, what is happening?
I'm still here. Just camera problems. What's up, man?
Not much, dude. We can hear you fine.
Nice.
So,
How's everybody in StreamYard land tonight?
doing very well, sir. Very well.
Nice.
I'm fine. The Rams haven't lost a game.
We haven't
Let me
either.
ask,
What's up, Marty?
let me
What's
let me
up
ask
there?
you guys this: how this ties into the opening of the show a little bit. How do you guys know when you know you're going to have to deal with traffic? What do you do to avoid traffic? Get up early, leave earlier. What?
Yeah,
How,
pretty much get up and leave earlier and try not to lose your patience.
well, that's impossible for me. So,
Well, that's like an old person thing.
look, I'm no doctor, but I guarantee you, I'm still out of patience.
Well, when you drive a truck now,
What
it's
about-
low on power. You're going to cause some chaos when you're
Dude, I
holding up a
drove
line.
trucks over the road, so I had to always haul my own equipment wherever I went to. So, yeah, you don't know how many times I was so tempted to squash a bug.
Yeah, I always leave an hour early, and I'm never late to anything. I'll be early, but if I'm early, I park down the street from where I'm supposed to be so people don't see me waiting to drive up to their house or party or something.
I don't even know what kind of traffic Marty would have, man. What's your rush hour traffic? Like 10 cars on the road at the same time?
In El Dorado, around 12 o'clock and 4:30 to 6:30 is pretty bad in El Dorado. Unless you go to Little Rock, Arkansas, then it's chaos, especially around 4 o'clock to about 7 o'clock. It's a fucking nightmare.
They don't have any side roads where Marty is. They just have super highways because everybody wants to drive real fast so they get past where he lives.
I
mean,
do that.
no.
Cat, I do the same thing.
Now, where I live at, there's side roads and country roads that I like to take. But when you go into big name towns, no, it's just nothing but highways and pray that you don't get run over.
What is it like on game day in Arkansas?
What's that?
How far are you from that?
Say that again?
He don't
How
drive
far-
from Arkansas all the way to Notre Dame, man.
No. I said how is it on game day?
No, I got you. I was just making a joke about his team.
I have never been in a Razorback game, but I have a friend that went one time and they were stuck in traffic for 3 hours to get to Fayetteville, Arkansas.
No. Yeah, I understand that.
Why is it the traffic's not that bad when you're going to the game and going to the parking lot, but when you leave the game, it's stop and go? I mean, you move 2 feet, you have to stop.
Well, you know this for Scott, when you was a St. Louis Rams fan, when you're getting blown out, everybody wants to leave early.
Well, that would make it easier to get out of the game. See, the thing is, people going to the game take off at different times because they're going to begin their tailgating. They're meeting up with people. They're shit. Most people are going to games 5-6 hours early, man. So
yeah,
you're not
party
going
and
to run into a whole
drinking.
lot of traffic that way.
Is that true what Ben said about you, Johnny?
Yes, I am the most impatient person on the planet.
I guess I have to agree with him with all the rants you do about traffic and stuff.
This comment by Kat, that's a pretty good one because I do the same exact thing. I leave in the middle of the night. If I have a long trip, I prefer I'll leave at 10 o'clock that night so that most of my so that I can plan out when I'm hitting the hubs like Baltimore or anything like that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Whenever we go to Chicago, we'll leave at like maybe midnight or something like that because Chicago's 12 hours, on the turnpike and all that stuff. So whenever we do that, we'll leave at night to try to get there in some type of daytime. Maybe even sometimes we go to Michigan, we do the same thing.
Thank God for truck stops and 7-Elevens open 24 hours a day.
Thank God for 5-hour energy.
Mm-hmm.
And no waiting in line for the bathroom.
I don't really hit the truck stops too often. I just stay on the interstates. Going to a 7-Eleven for a quick pee.
On the highway, you got rest stops, don't you?
Yeah. But I usually don't hit them. I mean, there's
Do
too
you
many
ever
rest
go on the
stops.
turnpike?
There's too many rest stops, man. I just like every time my wife sees a rest stop, it's like, hey, we can go in the rest stop. No, we're going on.
Johnny,
Yeah.
do you ever go on the turnpike?
I used to until it got awful expensive as hell.
Oh yeah, it is pretty expensive.
Man, it costs you to do the PA turnpike just from here and 60 miles north. It costs you $30, man. It's
Yeah,
crazy. I'm not spending that kind of
pretty
fucking money.
ridiculous.
I remember getting on turnpikes like the Will Rogers Turnpike when we were going out west, and the signs always said 80 miles to the next services. And everybody would bend over the seat and look at the gas gauge.
It sounds like you're in my truck.
80 miles? You can't hold it for 80 miles? You wouldn't be riding with me.
How are you gonna hold your gas for 80 miles if you don't have any gas?
How much? What's your fuel economy on your car, man?
Mine?
Yeah.
Probably about 22 on the highway and 18 in the city.
So don't you plan out your trips to go from gas station to gas station?
Hell, I've only filled
Like you're gonna
three or four times.
Rarely drive.
I leave here, I don't gas up till I'm in Baltimore.
Well, Johnny, what's your gas economy?
I leave here, I don't gas up until Baltimore.
So you get what, about 27, 28 miles to the gallon?
Around 30, yeah.
All right, Sean, what about you? What's your gas economy?
He's got,
you got it.
I think Sean's going upstairs to plug into his laptop.
Well, if anyone's interested about mine, I get right now at this particular moment because of reasons that's happened the last 3 weeks. I'm getting about 6 to 7 miles to the gallon.
Marty, nobody asked you.
That's Dodge for you.
Oh, Dodge for you. Don't run your truck out of oil, kids. It's going to make your fuel economy shit when you put oil in it.
Don't run anything out of oil.
Yep.
Well, the lawnmowers nowadays, they when you fill it up, when you take it out of the box, they said you don't have to ever change the oil.
That's because they run synthetic in it.
Full of synthetic. Yeah, Ghost is not doing too good on fuel economy the last
Big
couple of
Cornette
weeks.
says his fuel economy is 3 tacos and a bean burrito. Yeah, you're good to go. That's at least 3 tanks of gas right there.
Yep.
He has one that runs on methane?
He's probably got it running on moonshine.
Quick pee and a big gulp. There you go, Ben. That's it.
So when I go on the road trip with my truck, I have to pretty much stop at every gas station.
Yeah, I guess you would. Well, how big's your tank? You got one to 50?
24.
You got dual tank?
No, sir. Just one single, and it's 24 gallon. About 6 miles, 7 miles to the gallon. Maybe about 10 on the highway, if that.
Well, I'm going to do a couple of these things while we're waiting on Sean. I got road signs. You've all seen stupid road signs, right?
Yeah.
And you've always scratched your head. How could these people have put this shit up here, right?
Because they're stupid people. They need stupid signs.
Well,
I'm not commenting on that.
Let's see. What's it say about stupid people?
Play stupid games.
Don't
win
be stupid.
Prizes.
Best sign ever right there.
Wait a second. There's prizes? There's prizes tonight?
No, Marty, you and your big mouth. No, there's no prizes, Scott, and you wouldn't be eligible anyway because you're sitting right there.
Damn. I can always turn my camera off while you announce it.
And for those ladies who have gotten tired of their guys, take my ex's stuff, yard sale. It's all got to go, just like him.
Oh, that's nice.
That's nice. I honestly don't remember this one. House for sale. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. Because my neighbor's an asshole.
You're never gonna
Yeah,
sell your house that way.
our neighbors are assholes
Yeah,
too, so I relate.
that kind of takes away the whole idea of selling the house, right?
Yeah.
Gasoline alley. No matter how much you push the envelope, it'll still be stationary. 100%.
I like that.
Well, one of my favorite ones. Suicidal deer, next 2 miles. There was an area in Florida, I swear to God, the birds were suicidal. They'd dive bomb your car.
I have a funny story about suicidal deer. I'll have to tell one day.
Well, have at it. And
Oh,
on that segue, here's Ben Cornett.
what's up, Ben?
Hey, Marty.
What's
You said
up?
have at it. Somebody say have at it. That's the
I said
secret
have
phrase.
at it.
That's right. And guess what?
That was your
I'm here.
segue.
And they said
Perfect.
prizes earlier too.
I didn't say prizes.
Okay, so if I tell this story, I'm afraid PETA might come knock at my door at wanting to know, ask me a few questions.
Let's
Are
hear
y'all
it.
ready for this?
Let's
Okay,
go.
before you go into this, let me explain something. Suicidal deer, all right? In England, if you hit a deer, you can't stop and pick it up, but the car behind you can.
That's fucked up.
That's to ensure that you're not just out here running over deer to get a meal.
I mean, if it tears up your vehicle, at least have a fucking meal from it.
That's how it goes.
You
Let me ask you
Okay.
this. Let me ask you this question. They have signs deer crossing. Why the hell don't the deer cross there? Why do they always have to do it like a mile down the road and then hit your car and cost you like $5,000?
Chirp, chirp.
Cricket.
Crickets. Okay,
Well,
so we're ready to hear this story.
Oh, real quick. I got something to
Yeah.
say real quick. What's the difference between deer nuts and beer nuts?
What?
Deer nuts and beer nuts. Beer nuts are about $2, and deer nuts are under $1.
Well, that's creative.
That was my
That's
deer
an
joke
old
of the day.
joke. I didn't want to ruin this punchline.
As old as Scott, yeah, might be, but still, it's kind of funny.
I think my dad told me that joke.
What, in the 1920s?
Fred Swayze Moore is listening right now. Thank you, bud. That was a cool picture. I like that.
Where is? Oh, thank you. Where's Sean at? I guess I had to fill in for him since he told me to come on, and then I'm here, and then he's disappeared. So
Yeah, that's he wanted to get some backup in here.
yeah, right.
He wanted your backup in here.
He already had backup. He had Cat on.
He didn't have Cat on. She was in the chat, dude. There's a difference. Ben's been in the chat for a while.
Now I'm in here.
Right.
Let him out.
I think it was last week I was talking about Intercourse, Pennsylvania.
Giggity.
Oh man. Now you
Fred
got
Swayze Moore just sent me this that he got there.
Oh, nice. Look at that.
Intercourse, Pennsylvania. That's that's from one of our followers, Mr. Fred Swayze Moore. Thank you, sir. Okay. I think Marty was trying to tell a story.
Yeah, go ahead, Marty.
Yeah. Y'all ready for this? I'm afraid PETA's going to hear this and basically report me and come knocking on the door in the morning. But this happened, I think.
Peter, shut the door, Peter.
I want to say this was 2014 when this happened, maybe 15. I was in my blue truck, which was named Nightmare because it was a fucking nightmare to keep up and fix.
Ghost and Nightmare. You got a theme going there.
Yeah, Ghost and Nightmare and Ghost, yeah. So I'm going from here to Smackover, Arkansas, which is like 10-minute drive, if that, on a side back road at night. And I'm coming back, and I see one deer slam on or hit the brakes. Went on by, no problem. I will say about 50 yards later, I was going about 40 miles an hour, and one more popped out in front of me and jumped right into my truck. Now, I had a brush guard in my old truck. It did not damage the body, it damaged the bumper a little bit and a little side fender. Not bad at all. I hit the deer, I could feel it rolling under the truck, all that shit. Sound horrible. I got out, pulled out a flashlight to look to see what the hell just happened. Saw my little side blinker hanging off the brush guard, but everything else looked decent. A little dent in the bumper. I looked down the road and couldn't find the damn thing. And I kept on walking, and I found blood. And then I found the tail. Literally, the tail of the deer was cut off by the fan of my truck, off of the rack. And I'm like, where the hell is the deer at? I'm calling a certain family member and saying, hey, I just hit a deer. I don't know where it's at. There's the tail laying in the road. There's blood. I pan the flashlight to the ditch. The deer is standing in the ditch, staring at me with his tongue out and blood coming out of his mouth.
Oh
And
man.
I was like on the phone. I was like, hey, I have a pistol on me. Put it down. You need to come out here and go ahead and put it down. He was like, it's going to be about 35, 40 minutes. I can't do that. Is there anything in your truck that can put to kill the deer? I'm like, no, I don't have anything. It's like, do you have anything? It's like, let me look. I have a baseball bat.
Oh, good God.
He's like, you're going to have to take a baseball bat. I
Baby
set the
seals.
phone. I put my caution lights on my truck. I walked to the ditch, set my cell phone down on the road, walk in the ditch. And when I picked up my phone after I had to do what I had to do, he was like, did you hit that deer 2 times? And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I heard 2 loud tinks that sound like it came from your baseball bat. I was like, yeah, I hit it twice in the head and killed it. And he was like, well, load it up here and we'll skin it and we'll go ahead and make some deer meat out of it. Well, I get back home. He's like, you're going to have to call the police department to go ahead and make a police insurance for your truck. I'm like, okay. A local police officer showed up that I knew all my life. Looked at my truck, saw the deer hair on the brush guard, saw the dent bumper and my blinker hanging off the brush guard. Looked at the deer, and then cussed me out. Not because I killed it with the baseball bat, not because I called him. He cussed me out because he hit a deer at 50 miles an hour in his old Ford pickup truck and totaled the front end and had to be totaled out. And my truck came out pretty much unscathed on this and was.
You had to go get old Ford versus Dodge, didn't you, jerk?
He had an 83 Ford pickup truck, and it did not harm my truck hardly at all because of the brush guard. And he literally lost his truck that his dad gave him and totaled it out at 50 miles an hour to impair instead of my 40 miles an hour with a brush guard. And he was pissed off because my truck looked just fine.
What year was your truck?
2001.
Oh, okay.
But it had
80s weren't a great year for Dodge either, dude.
No, it wasn't. But I had a metal brush guard on it, which took all the impact, but it did push the bumper in a little bit and messed up my side blinker. And that was it. So then I took I called the insurance the next day, told them what happened, and they told me to take it to a body shop. And they looked at it, and then they wanted to tell me that bumper that had a small dent on the bottom and my side blinker and a little crinkle on the side fender was going to cost $4,000. And my insurance said, nope, either you cancel this report or we're going to total your truck out because it's only worth $1,700.
Oh, for Christ's sakes. That's what you have. That's what happens when you outlive a warranty.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I have replacement costs on everything. My house, my car.
That's why you got to keep your warranties updated, man.
I mean, I bought this truck at a salvage yard, and it was already 18, 17 years old at the time, and it only had 130,000 miles on it. It was a V6 blue Dodge Ram 2-door, and they only said it was only worth about $1,700.
That's where all our dead cars from Missouri go.
It's really hard to segue out of that and into the signs again, isn't it?
But it's kind of
everywhere. A sign.
It's kind of funny that a cop will cuss you out for hitting a deer and calling them at 1 o'clock in the morning, but not just because you called him to wake him up, just because his truck got totaled and your truck looks perfectly fine. To get bitched out on that was kind of amusing, and the whole baseball bat situation where I clunked it twice. It could be heard over a cell phone laying in the fucking road.
Well, that brings me back to something else. Marty, I bet you got a lot of signs like this in your area. Speed bumps ahead when children are present.
Yes. Yeah.
Only when children are present, though.
Yep. That and slow children at play. And every time we read that, I giggle because, like, oh, slow kids playing, poor things. But that's not what the sign means. But here in Arkansas, there's like a running joke with that.
Speed them kids up.
Hey, it's 20 points if you hit one.
Sign not in use. That's a waste of taxpayer dollars right there if I ever saw one.
Yeah.
Ben.
Yo. What's up?
This sign is Scott Thaller, man.
Oh,
that's telling Benton not to do that.
No, that's Scott. I didn't know you're that little, man. Damn.
That's one big sheep.
Yeah,
no,
you.
Warning, this road crosses U.S. Air Force bombing range for the next 12 miles. Objects may fall from the aircraft. That's a hell of a warning, man.
Yeah, blue ice. I've had blue ice hit me in the head.
I think I would avoid that road myself.
If you're in Dodge, you'll be all right. If you can
keep
spy
using my name in vain, and I'll make rush hour longer. God.
That's funny.
Yeah, that is true, though. That is true. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, and they keep doing it, and it keeps getting longer and longer and longer, no matter how many lanes they put on that road.
Yep, true.
This guy's confused. The detour says straight ahead, even though it says dead end, no outlet, stop, and it's also on Elm Drive. Come on,
man. Freddy Krueger coming for those Rams fans.
Who's Hans Gruber?
Freddy Krueger.
No, he's looking in the chat.
Yeah.
Do regular dogs see police dogs and think, "Oh no, it's a cop"?
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Is butt cheeks one word, or shall I spread them apart?
We got to ask Ben for that one. He's an expert on that.
Well,
stop.
As far as the girls,
this is a stop sign.
I like that one.
If they couldn't read the big STOP at the top, how are they going to read the smaller one at the bottom?
Special people.
When I was little and I saw stop signs I couldn't read yet, I always thought.
Whoa! They had stop signs when you was little?
Yeah.
Wait, they had automobiles when you was little? I thought it was horseback.
They had stop signs, not stop lights.
I thought you had horses.
Correctional facility area. Do not pick up hitchhikers.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I just did a thing on common sense. No horn blowing except for anger.
I might have done that a time or two.
Well, some people just like blowing their horns. It's like my neighbor. He's got one of those cars that when you open it or lock to lock, it goes beep, beep, beep. And he's sitting there and beep, 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 beep. I said, it's locked. It's locked.
All right. I see Sean's back, and I want to give him a chance to get his rant on because I've been waiting for this for a week, man. So, Sean, you can bring yourself in.
I guess not.
When you're ready, you can bring yourself in, Sean.
Crickets. Crickets.
I want to hear this rant, man. I know he's got it. I'm waiting. Come on, Sean.
I get-
Come on
he disappeared.
Marty, I get royalties every time you say cricket. So you owe me
Cricket.
75 cents.
So you can relocate.
Now hiring. Housing prices are higher than Willie Nelson.
Yeah, I can see that.
Septic tanks pumped, swimming pools filled. Not the same truck. I'm not
Yeah,
going to trust him now. I'm
Yeah, how
sorry.
do you
I
know
just
that?
I just can't trust that no more. Google hiring. No need to apply. We already have all your information.
Yeah, that is true. Have you ever Googled your own name for some reason? You'll see some weird shit on there.
This is one our Canadian friends like Alex Loosemore and Andrew probably have seen quite often.
Yeah.
Attention.
Demolition Moose.
Moose will kick your ass.
Angry Moose.
And the last one I have here is an actual bar that was right down the street from me, less than a block away from me in Baltimore. Dick's Halfway Inn.
Oh my goodness. No comment.
They serve some really killer Mai Tais there, man.
So you've been into a Dick's Halfway Inn?
I've been in Dick's Halfway Inn.
And halfway out. Right?
And halfway out.
Well, when you're done, you're done.
Yeah.
Good evening, fellas. Anyone remember John McClane? I know Bruce Willis doesn't.
Damn.
Get sick.
Ouch. Ouch.
Hey, Christopher Cole, how you doing?
Chris, what's up, man? Oh, Alex
Hey, can
Chambers
I
in the house. Too.
Yeah. Can I ask a question? If you're
Yes.
driving down the road and you're following a Brinks truck on the highway and everybody's doing 60, 70 miles an hour and the back door opens up and a canvas bag falls out, do you stop in the middle of the highway? Do you pull over the side and run out and grab it? Or do you just leave it?
Not my monkey, not my circus.
I just open the door.
He asked me and Sean this earlier, and that is a very good question. Take a minute and think about it. Repeat the question again, Scott.
If you're on a highway and you're following a Brinks truck and everybody's doing 60, 70 miles an hour and a canvas bag falls out of the back, what do?
All right, does it have money inside of it?
You don't know. It's just a canvas bag falls out.
It's a full bag. It bounces. You'll know the difference.
Mm-hmm.
If there's money coming out of it, I'm slamming on the damn brakes and holding up traffic and walking in the middle of the damn road and jumping back in my truck.
Ben?
Wow. If there's full of like just traffic, like I mean cars just everywhere.
You're on an
I don't think I
interstate,
would.
yeah.
I don't think I would. I don't think I would. Because they'll know something's up if you're stopping and seeing a bag.
Well, me and
because
Sean
there's
both had
one
the same
person-
answer. That if
It looks like money's
we're on an
falling out
interstate,
of it, I would.
if we're on an interstate, we're not going to be behind the fucking Brinks truck in the first place. I'm going 85, 90 miles an hour. So,
Can your Ford even go 90 miles an hour?
dude, bring that piece of crap Dodge on. I'll show you what I can do. There he is. Yay, he made it. Whew, I was running out of material, Sean.
About
First and
time.
foremost, let's hold up. You're not gonna sit here and cloud this beautiful day, Mr. Ben Cornett. All right. Bye, Dan. Dan Snyder's gone. Washington's in a good mood, even though Cody Mock signed with the Buccaneers. I'm still bitter.
That's even better. So.
Yeah, but it did get a little bit clouded up when we heard that Justin Herbert was signed that big deal. So Drake May's back on the board with the Bucs again.
No.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
John, do you have a specific gripe?
Yes.
You know.
No. Yes. I do. You know what?
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's do this right. Let's do this right.
Listen. Okay. So I work with adults with mental disabilities, and I one of the things I do is take them out into society and go to different places, this and that. One of the guys I work with now loves to drive, loves to just be in the car, feel the wind in his hair, and just see different sights. So we drive a lot. And in the area that I live in, there is a lot of fancy cars. I live so right on the outskirts of a nice little area. Those of you in the Northern Virginia area know the Great Falls area, where all the politicians or the football players have the big mansions and everything like that. So there is a plethora of expensive and foreign cars, Porsches, BMWs, Beamers, Bentleys, Range Rovers, Land Rovers, all this stuff. And everybody has it, and it's okay. Look, do your thing. If you're able to get that, however you're able to get it, that's fine. But if you have a car that is meant to exceed the speed limit at the drop of a hat, then you need to do that. You do not need to be the one that is holding up traffic and being the reason why we can't go. If today alone, I had to sit behind 3 guys, a Maserati, a Land Rover, and what was the other one? I think it was a Beamer. And all of them hanging out at the light, driving slowly. All I'm saying is this. I understand if you want to be nice for the image, but if you want to have these cars, especially because a lot of times it's cars that's given to parents or older people or people that just aren't the best drivers. And see, my problem is if you have these nice cars, I expect them to, hey, do your thing, whatever. But I can't have it. It irks me inside when I have to sit there and drive behind these people that really don't know how to drive, but that car specifically, but also how to drive in general. And you can tell, and it's like, why? So I'm just saying the DMV needs to, if you get this car, that's fine. You have the money to get it, that's great. But you also need to pass a driving test to see if you can actually drive this car. Because if you cannot, and it's all for show, I'm sorry. That's my gripe. That's where I'm at. I'm happy. I had to bring the by Dan out of there, but I needed to say it. Thank you, Johnny, for that moment.
Sean, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
I feel like maybe you're going after people that drives older vehicles. What if you can drive and that automobile you're in is not capable?
Well, no, he was not going after the older people. He was older cars. He was going after people who get fantastic
nice
cars.
Yeah.
Who don't know how to drive them. For example, okay, I'll give you an example. The 6 Series BMW. It takes 35 to 35 to 45 minutes to sit in that car and adjust your suspension, your weight to power ratio, your torque. You have to do that manually from inside the car, okay? You have to get that all set up before you can take that out and just blast, okay? And you have to set it up for what you want to do. You set it up for road, normal driving. You lower the horsepower. You soften up the suspension. You do all of that from inside the car, all right? I don't think a lot of these people are understanding this shit. Like when you get a Bentley or when you get a Beamer like that, or you get a Maserati or a Pagani or a Noble. If you get a car like that, you actually have to know how to set that car up to drive it. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. I get Sean's point that the whole 30 miles an hour in a 50 mile an hour zone, just because you're wanting to show off a car, is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. You don't baby something you just spent $90,000 on just to show it off. You drive it normal or drive it like it's supposed to be. That's what it was
Right.
designed to do.
And that is infuriating when you get behind somebody with a car like that, and
When-
you're driving a Pinto, and that damn thing ain't going faster than the Pinto. Why are you driving it? What are you doing,
Yeah.
dude?
You buy something that's designed to go fast and you drive it 20, 30 miles an hour. Well, what's the point of you buying it just to show off you have money? It's pointless.
And just recognize that the people behind you might have some fucking where to go.
Yeah.
Don't get in the left-hand friggin' lane and be that guy. I'm going to slow everybody down because I just fucking feel like it.
Yeah.
Screw you, man.
Some people that drive Dodges need to get to
I
the
know how to do a pit
repair
maneuver in a
shop.
heartbeat. I can do a pit maneuver quick, buddy. Trust me. Get in front of me and try that bullshit.
People that drive Dodges need to get to a repair shop or an auto zone.
Scott, did you ever look that thing up that I was telling you about?
What thing?
Discount Auto, the phone holder. It's fantastic for taking videos when you're driving, hands-free. I sent you the thing, man.
Before I make a maneuver on the street, I have to turn my radio off. So how am I going to be messing with a phone?
That's the
old
whole
people?
point. It's a hands-free device, Scott.
You didn't
So you
get
don't
it.
have to be that idiot that's fucking with the phone while you're driving.
If I'm driving straight, I'm fine. But if I have to make a left or right hand turn, I have to turn my radio off.
What?
Scott's still stuck in the 60s and the 50s.
Yeah.
And why is it when you take a driving test, you still have to do the hand signals for right and left turns?
Yeah, modernize your driving test. That's a
agree.
good one, man, because most cars have a backup camera now,
Yeah.
and a lot of cars have self-parking. Okay? When are you going to update that shit, man? Update that shit so I can use my backup camera. I don't need all that bullshit. I know how to parallel park.
If you have a
But-
car that has a parallel parking ability, can you use that when you're doing the parallel parking?
No, you can't. You can't even use your camera, man. You have to black out your camera.
When I took my first driving test, I got in a car and my dad had drove with me and I had the radio blaring. Might have been an 8-track. I think it was Steppenwolf. And
Oh, nice.
turned the engine off. Naturally, the radio or the 8-track went off. And when the guy got in, he says, "Okay, start the engine." And I turned it on and he said something else. And I said, "What did you say?" And he started writing down stuff.
Sean, I see what you put in the chat. Scott, ask Sean that question again.
What about the Brinks truck?
Yeah.
Yeah, how did that go over?
Not too well. It was crickets.
No, it wasn't. We all had an opinion.
Yeah, you did, but the
So did Marty and so did Ben.
yeah,
Yep.
Marty
What-
doesn't like my Rams, so I don't care about his opinion.
Hey, Scott,
You and your
Newsflash.
Rams fan.
nobody here likes your Rams.
Oh God.
Yeah, nobody likes you either, Scott. Personally, but, you know.
That's one less birthday present and Christmas gift I have to get.
There you go,
Oh,
Scott.
That's fine. No one knows my birthday to start
Helping you
with.
save money. That's fine.
Yeah, somebody asked me the other day. She says, "What comes out of positive about losing loved ones and relatives and stuff?" I said, "It's one less plate at the dinner table and one less gift to buy."
That's fucked up.
What does that have to
Really
do with
fucked
driving
up.
unless they all died in accidents?
Oh, this thing is taking a turn.
Boy, let's take the U-turn and get back on this highway. Speaking of which, I'm gonna play. Okay, this is my backyard. I'm gonna put my backyard up here. We got some video for you guys. Then we'll go to Sean and he can recount his little trip. This is my backyard. I love this place. Still, looks better in the wintertime. I'm not much for all my views being blocked by greenery. The jungles of Pennsylvania. Yeah. Damn, where'd Scott go?
Scotty,
You
there
done
he
pulling
is.
your hair out, Scott?
Yeah.
We ain't there yet.
That's why
That's the road up to the top of the ridge where I live right here.
Nice.
A lot of people, every time I say something about bear or deer in my yard and stuff, they're always asking, "Don't you live in Pittsburgh?" Yeah, I live in Pittsburgh, but this is Pittsburgh, man. It's a lot of ridges.
It's
The only
country.
thing that's really city like is the island. That's what we call it, the island, right? The inner city town. But even then, you got coyotes and bear walking around in town. Hell, the Pitt University just had a bear removed from its campus 2 days ago. So
Oh wow.
yeah,
Damn.
it's country city. We got country city
That's
here.
It's
You have
country.
country in Pittsburgh? What the hell?
You see that road? That road it's almost like a brand new road. It's only been put in like 6 years ago. Before that, it was all cobblestone, and there was no guardrails going up that hill.
Shit,
Country
most of the
road.
side roads we hear have been here since the
Take me
1950s.
home
Country
to a
road.
place I belong.
you got a bunch of criminals. in
West
Pittsburgh.
Virginia.
Even your football team, they're all Steelers.
Look at who the hell's talking.
That-
St. Louis.
The scams. What?
It wasn't St. Louis the home the home of the first Cribs or Bloods, whichever it was, the gang. Remember, that started in St. Louis, man. Cricket, Scott.
Crickets.
It was pretty scary when the Rams were here. You know, I wore a lot of blues, so
Oh my
around.
Big Cornet. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Oh,
How the video was planned.
well, I'll let you give that to Sean now.
Hey,
We're going to check out
Hey
what
Ben,
Sean
where's
did.
Officer Farvo?
So
What?
Ben
Where's
I
Officer
said,
Fargo.
where's Officer Farvo?
Oh, he's busy tonight. He's on night shift. Right.
All right, Mr. Sean Spencer, want to set up your video here? Tell us what's going on here.
Which one is this? The deer?
Yes, that one.
So no, like I said, I work with adults with mental disabilities. So one of the places we go is Algonquin Park, and I've been sending Johnny a lot of those videos from some of the things we do. We were driving out of the park, and like just on one of the side access roads, and it's actually the start of the roads where the video I sent you before, Johnny, where it's kind of like the windy roads,
Yeah.
and it has all the trees over top of it. So it's the start, and it was just I won't say a flock, but you know, a group of herd of 6 or 7 deer. What actually I did not get on my right side, their baby deer was left behind, but was eating in the grass right over here. So, but these, I was just so amazed that some of them were so big. I mean, you see deer all the time over here, but they seem a little smaller. But these were actually big, like well-nourished looking deer. So that's the video.
All right, cool. Let's take a look.
Deer. 6. There's one on the right too. Wow.
Cool. That was nice.
I
I
counted
love
8.
I love that kind of drive through.
Oh yeah. It was just surprising to see, because right over in that area is actually like the little nature center.
Yeah.
And they were actually kind of up near, like they were on a trail. People walk on that all the time. So deer out here are kind of they're kind of acclimated with us, and everybody was over there because if you keep going past where that windy road leads, like on the way out towards the left, there's a baseball kind of facility. So it's like 4 baseball fields together. And so basically they have a lot of people around that area, and they're pretty out in the open, man.
So
Yeah.
I think we had something else here I wanted to ask you about.
By the way,
Oh
good
yeah,
song.
how do you avoid traffic?
Hmm?
I think we started to talk about that, but you got off the show there.
Oh no. Leave early is one, obviously, but
That's
a
almost
lot of
impossible where you live. I mean,
well, right. And see, that's the thing. So a lot of time, what it is for me is my biggest thing is preparation over paranoia. So I constantly find stop, cat. I constantly I constantly find different routes. Like on a day where there's no traffic, nothing going on, I'll drive different routes just to see, so that when there is a crazy day, I'll try to hit those
right.
back routes that might be up a lot of hills and in a countryside, but it's less traffic. So it doesn't always work, but a lot of it also is knowing the flow of traffic where you live.
Yep.
At certain points, certain roads are heavier than others. So, just kind of avoid that stuff. And when you can't get up earlier.
Exactly.
If we're talking about a road trip, then it's definitely get up earlier, or even at times, like if I know I'm one of those, like when I'm about to be on a road trip, I can't really sleep. Like I'm jittery. I'm like, I just want to get it up. Yes, I know I'm no fun. I just want to get it over with. Like, just get in the car. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So sometimes, like, remember one time I got home from work and I was just kind of anticipating driving the next day to Chicago. So I just said, hey, it's like 7:00. I said, let's just drive. And we just drove straight through the night, no stop, and with a couple of little stops, and then got to Chicago the next day. So leave early on road trips, but if it's during the work where I can't avoid it, just go through.
So apparently your wife thinks you're boring on road trips.
Wait a minute, Marty. Christopher Cole here has a comment to your people with the fast cars driving too slow.
Yeah. And that was my point.
Scratch them, then don't buy them.
Well, see, that's my point. Like, I'm just saying, hey, if you got a Tesla, if you got one of these cars that's fast, that can go 0 to 60 in 2 point whatever, then do it. Good. Take off. You should not be the reason why I missed the light. That's what I'm saying. Now, as far as with the old people, I wasn't disrespecting any of that. And if they get the cars, that's great. I'm just saying, come on, man. What Johnny said, I think he cleared it up perfectly. I have my working class car that I've paid off and I feel really good about. I want your kind of car, and to see that is just come on, please, just get out of the way. Like it's a frustration thing.
Yeah, I can see that.
If you're driving a Pagani, you shouldn't be driving right beside me in my Ford Flex. That's just
hell no.
I should see nothing but taillights from you, man.
More like a blur, basically.
Yeah.
Well, all people with fast, expensive cars aren't that way. When I worked at the post office, I had a friend that had a Ford Mustang Cobra, and we'd walk out at the same time. He says, "Let me leave first because I don't want to have to sit behind you."
Well, yeah, no, not everybody does that. It's those that do that who burn our butts, man.
Yeah.
And you can buy these fast cars, and if you don't want to drive them fast and get tickets and shit like that on the road, there's a thing called track days. You go out to your local track, and everybody comes in and they just go haul ass on the track, whatever. They give you a little
We just go
meeting before the track day. You get your ticket, you pay $15-$20 to go do it, and you go out there and have a blast all day long, just seeing what your car can do. And
we just go out on the side roads on Sunday, and country farm area, and then you just hit that launch mode on these, like the Ram 1500 Havoc TRX that my son-in-law has, and then you take off and the front end comes off the ground and you're just like flying.
Launch is the most overrated thing on a vehicle because, listen, you have 3 seconds to hit. Once you set your launch up, you have 3 seconds. It's no good for racing at a track because the light isn't 3 seconds. So once you've set the launch, you got 3 seconds and you got to guess what the light is. And that's the whole point of racing is you don't know what the light is going to say. You know what I mean? So it's ridiculous. What do? Every stop sign you go hit launch mode. How often does your son-in-law? How often has he used launch mode other than just to show it off?
Well, you don't use that on the highway or on side streets where there's traffic.
You don't use it on a racetrack either. That's my point. It's the most overrated. It's the most ridiculous thing to ever put on a vehicle.
Well, most people that get those, they're buying it to show off for a while, and they want to keep the mileage down because they can resell it, and most of the time they get back what they paid for or even more because they're limited editions.
Yeah, Scott's got a
So
point.
it's an
on
investment to them.
Mhm.
That's it.
You buy a Toyota Camry 2023. As soon as you drive it off the lot, it's devalued by $3,500.
Yeah.
And when you go to resell it, you don't get anywhere near what you bought, even if you sell it like 5 months later because you decided you want a Ram.
Yeah, like if you buy a Hellcat or a Mustang or something, you take care of it, and about 4 or 5 months to a year later, if you take care of it and it's got low miles, you're going to get exactly what you paid for it.
And
There's
you
not
had the
more-
fun of
there's not
aggravating
more
Sean by driving in the left-hand lane on the highway. Not like
Those are specific buyers, though. The people that I think Sean and I relate to are the people who have saved up their hard-earned money all their life because they have a dream car and they want to go get that dream car and shit.
Right.
And when you end up with it, people like that really annoy the fuck out of you. That's just
when you
using
get
the car. There's no love of your automobile. There's no love of driving there. And for investors, it's just a dollar sign. And
Well,
those kind of people can stay the fuck out of my way on the road. That's period.
I love driving my car because it's free. It was free.
What is everybody's dream car?
We have not had a show, not once, where Scott did not bring that up.
Right.
From the very first show to now we're on episode 5, Scott has said that in every episode.
But what is everybody's dream car? If they could just have unlimited money to get what they want, what is everybody's dream car?
Cat, who's your dream car?
Unlimited money. No matter if it's movie car
dream
or
car?
whatever. What is your unlimited dream car?
Oh, unlimited? Well, right now mine's the Maverick.
Johnny, what the fuck?
Now, that's a dream that I can actually achieve right there. And what do you mean?
I
What
said
the fuck? That is an awesome
That's right.
vehicle.
That's disgusting. Unlimited money, any car from any movie or real car, whatever, and you pick that.
Isn't that a Ford?
Fix
Fix or repair daily?
or repair daily.
Whatever.
FORD stands for.
Oh, shut up.
Ben, what would you do?
I would get a 78 Dodge Charger.
Which one?
Hi, Cat.
Hey, Cat.
Hi.
We're going to have an episode one of these days with Cat in here, tales from the passenger side.
They said, look, come here, do it.
We tell him.
She said she's gonna give you a snippet. She said, tell him about the crazy.
Road trips with Mr. Spencer are always a good time. Especially when there's like moments of silence and you're like, okay, what did I do? Like, he seems like a jolly good, happy man. But man, one little thing. And that's why he likes to do a road trip and I just sleep. or I pretend to sleep. But we've made it through some.
I think her and Tracy are the same way, man, because she sleeps way too much on a road trip.
Well, you know, it all depends. Like, I mean, we've done a lot of road trips, and to be real, it always is usually really good up until like literally like the hour when we are almost home, because that's when we hit all the traffic, the cones, and then he gets all quiet, and then I'm like, but we're almost home, and he's like, he's done. It's okay though. But I think he's coming back. I think he's getting water, not to take over. But then I've learned to, he's not a big fan of checking things out on the side of the road, so I don't bother anymore. I'm a lot like him though. Like, I like to get where I need to be, but occasionally, you know, if there's little gators, I haven't seen a gator before, so I was excited. Sean wasn't though, so.
Gators are cool.
I know, right?
I'm going to have to make a segment on this show called Tales from the Passenger Seat.
Yes, because you know what? I will let you know. Him and I have completely different thoughts of trips. Like, there have been road trips where he thinks it's been great, and I on the other end, I'm like, I don't know about that. And we have the luck of like rocks always hitting and breaking the windshield. We just don't always have the best of luck, especially with rental cars. Or there's a time where it's like lots of snow, and I'm like, are we going to die? But we lived. So, but here's Sean. He's a really good driver. I do trust my life in his hands for the most part, except for snow. Lots of snow. Love you, babe.
Good job, Kat.
Yep.
So Sean,
Tell Kat we said thank you. That was great.
She said they said thank you. That was great.
Oh, I could tell lots of stories.
Okay, get it. You can leave.
Sean, I know you didn't hear it.
What
They
kind
just
of?
said you have Kat sit in. Wow.
Yeah, we should just have
Sean.
Cat on instead of Sean. Yeah.
Sean, we're going to have Kat a segment just for her.
They're gonna have a segment just for you, Kat.
It could be the he said, she said road trip.
I like that. Oh, I do like that.
Oh, that's a
We
good
have a
one.
spin-off.
Spin-off. There you go.
Sean's an excellent driver. We hear too. He likes to stop around 4:00 and stop at Kmart to get underwear, and then he's in a hurry to get home to see Wapner.
Listen. I will. So part of that is truth.
You threw a Rain Man.
Part of that is truth, because there's sometimes when you're driving down on the road and you don't want to stop, and you feel the bubble, and you're just like, okay, maybe this is just a fart, and it's like, oh, no, okay. So I did go to a Kmart. It was a Walmart, actually.
Who was Clinton's vice president?
Gore.
Yeah, Al Gore.
Mm-hmm.
We were just getting off a major street and getting on to a thoroughfare, and the traffic was stopped. No stomach problems whatsoever. Here I stopped, and here's Al Gore coming down with the Cadillac or the SUV or whatever it is, and we had to sit there for like 15 minutes before he got there and 15 minutes afterwards, and my stomach was just going bloop bloop bloop. And that
explosion.
That was kind of a warm, wet drive home.
Oh,
we didn't get to our destination.
Too much Taco Bell on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Oh man. Woo. Too much fiber, buddy.
Did you notice how when it happens though, you're like sitting flat in your seat, and then you start pushing with your feet and putting your rear end up off the seat? Yep. What does that do? I don't understand why we do that.
I think it's
so it's a way to stretch out. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to stretch the cheeks out.
Yeah, I always keep a towel in the car in case there's accidents. We can put it on the seat, and then you can sit back down.
Where did Johnny go? Where did Johnny go? Did he have an accident or what?
It says the device is not connected.
Oh.
He had to change his underwear.
Maybe he had an accident.
That's what happened. Yeah. Hey, has anybody had to has anybody had to? You've been driving. Speaking about this, just bowels and all this. Has anybody ever had to pee in like a cup, can, bottle in the car?
How about
Definitely.
a Mountain Dew bottle?
Well, yeah, that works.
Mountain Dew
Marty,
bottle.
if you
I've
could
done
do
that
it in a
one
Mountain
time.
Dew bottle, yeah, I feel sorry for you. Gatorade bottle, maybe.
I didn't have a Gatorade. I had to drive really slow and make sure I didn't miss.
Oh, you did it while you were driving?
Yeah, I was by
Oh,
myself. It was not easy at all because the little Mountain Dew bottle was small, and I was like, "Oh God, please don't miss."
Oh, so you're like Lloyd Christmas, right? And Dumb and Dumber, like I can't stop. I gotta keep going.
Right.
Quick, give me
Pass
another
me the
Mountain Dew bottle.
No matter how slow you were driving at the time, you had to keep going.
So
That's why
I
I've
can
been there.
imagine if you got pulled over when you're trying to do that, and the cop just walks up and like, "You know why I pulled you?" Oh my God!
right.
No, it's a cardigan, but thanks for noticing.
I don't know what it is. When I used to go to watch the Rams game in downtown St. Louis, get there, and I'd usually go to the bathroom at the church where we parked, and that was it. The whole game, drinking beer, drinking soda.
Dragon Bear.
Go down. I didn't want to miss any of the games, so I didn't go to the bathroom. And that's 3 or 4 hours, and then I would stand out at the opposing team's buses and get autographs. So we're talking about 6 hours without peeing.
Yeah.
Oh God!
Ooh.
And I just say to my friend that was driving, I said, once we get out on the highway, we're gonna pull over somewhere and so I can go to the bathroom. And he said, we're not pulling over for anything.
Oh, what?
That's me.
That's where you walk in the
I'm
bush.
not pulling over for
That's
nothing,
me.
man.
Yeah, you better wear darks.
God, was
man.
you
You
riding
better
with
wear
Johnny
dark
that
pants.
day?
Well, I take diabetes medicine, so I have to go like every half hour. So that wouldn't work out now. So
Yeah, that would be hell on you, man.
it's like watching football on TV. At least you can pause it or and then fast forward it, go to the bathroom, and when you get
Yeah,
back,
go take a piss on the commercial breaks.
they don't always come on the half hour though.
Well, bring you a little porta potty and set it in front of you.
I had a Gatorade bottle there, but my wife said, no, you're not doing that in the house.
Get you a little porta potty that the 80 and 90-year-olds have to have and take a piss when you're watching the game.
Right, yeah.
Keep
There you
talking
go.
about these 80 and 90-year-olds, man. From what I'm seeing, you guys are really suffering there in your youth. You can't handle a little 6-hour road trip? Christ, man, come on. 6 hours
did
is
12
nothing on the
hours.
road.
If you hold it that long, though, you can get kidney stones.
Dude, I rode in the truck with my dad. I think I told this story
Really?
last week, right? And from a child, I got my bladder worked up. So
Johnny, when the hell was you a child?
back in the day,
Medieval? Game of Thrones?
back when the Dodge
AC or-
brothers still worked for Ford.
Oh, man, Marty had to say
AC.
Thrones. Now I have to go to the bathroom.
Ben,
Right.
what's the longest road trip you've been on?
The longest road trip I've ever been on, I would say it was from Vegas to Albuquerque. 10 hours.
Yeah, that's a good old ride.
I got you beat
Good
on
little
that one.
ride.
What about you, Johnny?
Me?
Yeah.
I drove from New York to San Diego.
Okay, you got me way beat on that. On just one go around, no stops, no anything. Like no hotel night breaks to sleep or whatever.
Yeah, go for it. Oh, what's mine? The longest without New York to San Diego. I don't think I stopped on that trip.
Right.
My
Yeah,
brother,
you got me
I
beat
was,
on that
I
one.
was driving through, man. I was driving through.
Man, your vehicle
I had
must have-
maybe a 2-hour stop one time in where was I? I think I was somewhere in Nebraska. I stopped for 2 hours to go take a little. I was planning on it like a half-hour nap just to get me going again. I think I slept for maybe 2 hours there in the car. I never got out. I didn't get out and go in a motel or nothing like that.
Damn, good job on that.
Yeah, my brother and I left St. Louis to go out to UCLA, California, and he said we're not stopping. So we drove all the way through. I was scared to death because he didn't sleep. On that note, my wife always says, you know, I'm kind of like Sean. If I'm going somewhere, I can't sleep. I'm either excited or I'm worried about getting up at the right time to get in the car. You have to be at a certain point during the day. And my wife always says, you know, you didn't get much sleep. What are you going to do? I said, don't worry about it. There's going to be plenty of time to sleep in the car.
Right.
5-hour energy.
She says, but you're driving. I said, that's another thing. How many of you have ever been behind the wheel and you're sitting there and you just...
We lost Marty?
And then all of a sudden you wake up like, holy shit. You know, and you're still going in the same lane and same speed and everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've done that. I've done it a number of occasions. I've done it sometimes where I haven't fully waken up early and I don't fall asleep when I close my eyes, but I fall asleep, you know, when you zone off and you zone out and you're just out of it but your eyes are open. I've done that a couple times and it's just like, whoa, snap.
I think the railing almost doing that.
Would you like to come back on the show?
No. It's fine.
No, yeah, bring her on.
Oh, wow. Now they're asking for you.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I want to.
Did she say she hit the railing on that one?
Yes. Want to eat some more?
Wait, what did they want to know what happened?
Oh, when I hit the railing?
Come here, Kat. Just come here. Golly day.
Oh, man, Sean Spencer.
I'm just losing my luster.
I know.
Jealous?
Losing his luster.
That's all right.
No, I used to drive from Mount Pleasant, Michigan to Chicago. In Indiana, all it is like straight up cornfields. And then there's trucks. And like I used to do like literally leave, and I'd leave at like 3 a.m. and then make it back on Monday to teach. And like I would like just get dressed, like have loads of Red Bull. I don't know how I used to do it. But like there was a time I remember like kind of being like feeling like I was gonna fall asleep. And like you know how you hit that side part like before you hit that railing? Holy hell, haven't done that again. So since then, anytime I'm really tired, I will just get a hotel because it's just not worth it, you know. I've told Sean that too. I'm like, if the roads are really bad, get a hotel, you know?
Yeah, I would advise that for most people.
Yeah, I mean, I usually don't drive tired, but I mean, I look back at some of the ridiculous stuff I used to do and I'd be like, all right, I'm just going to drive and leave at 2 a.m. and then I'm going to teach that same day. I would never pull that now, but back then, it was a different school. It wasn't Fairfax County. It was Michigan. They didn't care as much. That I shouldn't say that, but I mean, I couldn't pull that now at all. But my question is, are you guys? Because I don't know your take on it. Do you guys stop? Or are you like you got to get there?
I got to get there. Me and Sean are pretty much alike in that. It depends on the trip though, because.
Yeah.
If I'm going somewhere specific, I just want to get there. If I'm going on a road trip with Tracy, just want to have fun, we'll go stop at all kinds of places. I did the Route 66 thing. I've done the UFO highway and all that stuff, and it's been cool. I highly recommend those trips too, because you can't always have to just be going somewhere. You have to go out and travel and enjoy yourself too.
I think there needs to be a happy mix too.
Yeah.
What about you, Ben?
I'm kind of like Johnny. I like if I need to get somewhere really like right away, just go straight. But if like I want to do a scenic thing, make it a vacation, then I'm gonna go take my time. I'm not gonna be in any hurry. But if I need to get somewhere, if we have like say a wedding to go to or like somewhere really important, sometimes I'll just fly, but. But if it's within driving distance,
no flying for me.
No more flying for you. Yeah.
I am grounded. I am a grounded person.
Kat, just so you know, Sean was just behind you taking photographs, so he must be.
Oh Lord, I know.
I used to
no.
fly. I used to fly when I was a
Yeah.
kid. I used to fly from Albuquerque back and forth from Florida to Albuquerque all the time with her, but with my mom. But
I actually like
I'm not a fan.
flying, but my thing is it depends, like, because we've got an airport right by our house, and that's different. Like if I'm flying out of there, but if I'm driving like an hour or 2 hours just to get to the airport and then sit for 2 hours, I'd rather just drive. Like right now, I was contemplating. I think I'm just going to drive to Michigan. I was telling him, for me to drive from my parents in West Virginia back to where we live, then to wait 2 hours, I'm like that's like 6 hours there. I'd already be there, so I'm going to be on my own road trip to Michigan, and it's going to be a good time. And I will probably be like Sean. When I head to Michigan, I just want to get there, but I can't help it. The Florida story and him getting all mad about the little gators. I had never in my life ever driven to Florida. All those states that we went through, it was my first time. So I was like a little kid, all excited. And he was like grumpy dad. And I'm like, oh Lord. Like, well, because the water bottle incident. He was not a happy camper. Yeah, you're like a grumpy dad.
Serious?
It's true.
No.
Yes, you're.
No, you're done.
Oh, you want
You're
the
done.
real truth?
No, you're done.
I'm easy.
No,
you're
you're
easy.
done.
Yes.
No.
And all I wanted to see was some baby gators. And then he made fun of me.
No, what is this?
And then he's like, oh, okay, Kat. And I'm like, I have never, ever, like I never drove to Florida as a kid. We didn't go that way. We always went to West Virginia, and that's where our road trip ended. And so he you know, you should be excited that I was excited about seeing the albino gator.
You hear this? Do you hear this? Who wants to see a daggone albino gator?
Not too many white. You see,
What?
look at
Hold up,
someone
hold
raised
up,
it.
hold
There's
up.
two here.
Seriously? Wait.
Wait.
Seriously?
What
You
did
know
you
why
see?
albino gator is usually albino?
That's what they said, but
Do you know why in Florida? In Florida, the reason
Yeah.
for albino
What did you
gators
see,
is
though?
because the
Tell me what you
phosphate.
saw
mining.
when you went into the gas station.
There was not an albino gator. It was like a baby little one like this. And it was like baby, like it was this small, but still, how was I supposed to know? And then like there's all these fresh squeezed orange juice. Now I wasn't all for that because I was like, all right, acid reflux here, you know, not so much fun. But like he even like, what was the place in North Carolina that we were at? That
No, we went to South Carolina. We went to
South
south of
Carolina.
the border.
we went to outside the border for like a second, and like
South of the border.
like we did like a little drive by, but I thought we were gonna stop. Like that was like the trip that like I would have been more apt to stop because I've never seen places. But Mr. Spencer here, he just wanted to get through.
There's a lot of stuff around surrounding that.
Yeah, it's all good. We made it through that trip.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here he is. I might have a piece of that. I haven't had any of that. I haven't had dinner. Well, I did have dinner. That's a lie.
Oh.
All right. Here.
All right. Okay. Sean, we may have found a replacement.
Wow. They said I may have found my replacement.
It's
Now,
okay.
now I know who to call when I need a co-host.
I cooked it.
Wow. That's craziness.
Hey,
you know what?
Sean.
This is fine. Yes.
Sean, about the albino gators in Florida, there is a reason for white gators. And it's because of the
Yeah.
phosphate.
He said she
The phosphate
Yeah.
mining. I used to run equipment in phosphate mines, and we'd have an acid pond out there. I've watched so many gators go into an acid pond, come out the other side pure white.
Oh, wow.
They get bleached out.
Yes. And I believe it's true, Johnny. But at this particular gas station, there were no albino gators. And we had to stop at this random gas station. And then we go to Kentucky Fried Chicken. Like we stopped there, and it was just a weird Florida, Georgia vibe. It was like that TV show. Was it Florida, Georgia Lime or Florida, whatever?
The Florida,
Yeah, that's a
Georgia
good
line.
Florida Bama Shore.
Floribama Shores.
Yeah. It was fun, wasn't it?
Well, tell her next time you guys go down there, I'll go down there and teach y'all how to handle a gator
She said next time we go down, Johnny's gonna go down.
and show you guys how to handle a gator.
Oh, he's gonna show us how to handle a gator. Hey.
I got Tracy grab a tail on a 14-foot gator.
Mm. What does gator meat taste like?
Chicken.
Depends on who's making it.
Oh, okay.
It really does. There's a vein. All right. Does anybody hunt? Anybody? Nobody's a hunter.
I picked up carcasses. I don't really hunt.
Well,
but I've worked with her dad.
when you're cleaning out anything, there's a vein runs from the stomach right across the stomach area, and in that vein, if you cut into that vein, you ruin the meat. You just destroy it.
I'll microwave it.
Make her another one.
That's a good burger. I've had algae.
That's like with fish.
So you want to know, you kind of want to know where you're getting your gator from and who's doing it. So
Yeah.
but it's great. It's better than buffalo meat. Buffalo meat.
Really?
Buffalo meat's great if you love liver. I'm not a liver fan.
Oh, I'm not either.
I
You don't
love
like bison? You don't like
beef
bison?
liver, chicken livers.
You like chicken liver? That's
Yeah,
fish
well,
meat.
we make a liver pate and with schmaltz. That's rendered chicken fat. When you fry it, you use that instead of butter. Man, it's good.
Oh, and by the way, hey Nathan, glad you're joining us, man.
What's up, Nate?
I'm gonna get Nathan in here. I want to hear some road trip talk from Nathan, man, one day. I know he's got something. He deals with Baltimore traffic every day, man. I did that for 4 years. I'm like, no, I'm not dealing with this stupid fucking traffic around here no
Much,
more.
man. It's like DC. Can't do it.
Yep. Yeah, DC's hard. From Richmond north on the 95 corridor, forget about it. Just fucking forget about it. All the way up.
Speaking of which, this is perfect for the show. Kat might come back on the show. So we're actually dealing with a cracked windshield. I know you've seen it in her post that she put on Facebook. We were driving back from Richmond to Northern Virginia. Never been on a road trip on my life.
Wow.
Oh. Yeah, we gotta get it
We
done,
gotta
man.
get you hooked up, man. We gotta get you
We
hooked
gotta
up.
get it
bro.
done. We can, man. We might be able to just come straight up through Baltimore, pick you up, go up through Johnny, get Johnny, go up, keep going. We might pit stop St.
See
Louis,
Alex.
get there, Chicago. Get out. I mean, come on now. Let's get the caravan.
You'd hit Chicago before you hit St. Louis.
Well, that works. There you go. We'll pick up Nick, Delilah. I know Nick will go. Maybe Delilah. We got a couple. We got Tina in Chicago.
I gotta get down and see Marty one of these days, man.
Oh, I love to go to Arkansas.
I stayed in Benton, Arkansas for a little while. Stayed in the KOA camp there, man. It was pretty cool.
Nice.
It's a gorgeous place, man. I don't know what the name of that lake is, but that's a great fishing lake, man. Any fisherman here? I don't expect Ben to be a fisherman.
Yep.
Well, I am. But
Are you?
I don't want to. Not that kind of fish.
Where do you fish out there, man?
He's a fisher of men.
Oh, he fishes for men.
No fish. There's a different kind of fish I like.
Are you talking about the ones like when the
Oh no, Lake Mead. I used
Lake
to
Mead?
do.
Okay,
Yeah, a few times. Yeah.
it's a nice little road trip.
Yeah, I mean it's okay, but what sucks now though is like the water level is so bad there out here.
Yeah, I've seen it on the news a couple of times, man. It's really down.
I'm like, it's just
So is I think is it Tahoe? Lake Tahoe's pretty way down too.
That's another place, Lake Tahoe. It's a good fishing area. Like Ely, if you've ever been to Ely.
Yep, Ely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good fishing spots there. Yeah. But I've never done much fishing, but I've been on fishing trips before. So yeah, it's not bad.
I think the last time I was Ely, we did some trout fishing out there, lake trout. That was nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. There's some good fishing there, man.
That's Ely, Nevada, Sean. Where state I'm in. So yeah, talking about fishing spots like Lake Mead, Lake Tahoe by Reno, stuff like that. So yeah, I told him the lake water level's down. It's been down the last several years, so it always sucks now. Like it's just not the same Lake Mead that it used to be.
Oh, and with that heat wave you're having out there right now, man, I bet it's just evaporating to nothing.
Oh yeah, definitely, dude. It is bad. Not just in Arizona, it's worse, dude. Like Phoenix, They've been in the 110s for the last 20 days in a row now.
Well, didn't they experiment with them little floaty things that they put in across the lake? They let go like thousands of these little floaty things, and it's supposed to reflect the sun, and it doesn't evaporate as much.
About that, yeah, I've heard something like that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't know what became of it, but yeah, I heard something like that you were mentioning. So on the news, but yeah, it's terrible, man. Like, well, all around the country, Johnny.
Yeah,
most of the country's been experiencing heat waves.
Oh yeah, we're expecting 100-degree temperatures on Friday, man. Here.
Oh,
this
Pittsburgh, yeah. That
never gets that here, man.
We're supposed to be in the high 90s. And St. Louis.
Our average is 6 90-degree days a year, in an entire year. We've already had 12 this year. So.
Oh man, and you're probably gonna have more because the heat waves.
Yeah.
The next week is gonna be bad all around the country.
Yeah, we're supposed to have 3 90-degree days and supposed to hit 100 on Friday. So today and yesterday was our best days. We had a hell of a
storm. Supposed to hit 100 tomorrow. We were at 91 today, I believe, but it said on the 10-day sheet we're supposed to hit 100 tomorrow. Yeah, we have all this. Did you get that flash flood warning? Because I know you're close to. You're not super far from Baltimore. Because there's a flash flood warning all throughout Baltimore, D.C., Northern Virginia. It did hit us, but we got some of that heat lightning.
Well, I'm only like 30 minutes away from Johnstown. You know where the Johnstown flood.
Oh, yeah. Johnstown
and biggest disasters in American history right there with that dam busted and shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they have floods here all the time. But I'm up on the mountain, so I look down on the valley. I look at Wilmerdine right down here and shit, man. And those guys, I like, hate to be you right now.
Right.
Hey, Ben, how far are you from Hoover Dam?
Probably about 40 miles.
That's a good one tank trip. Let's do that next week, Sean. Let's talk about some one tank trips.
Okay.
Ben, we'd love to have you on next week for that because that's probably right in your wheelhouse, man.
Well, only if we can get Kat back on the show.
Oh, what?
I'm done.
Sean's like, I'm
kidding. Sean.
What about?
They said they're only going to do a show if they can get you back on.
No, they didn't say that.
Yeah, we did.
I know. I'm a lot more fun than he is. He's a grumpy. It's okay. Did I say that out loud, Sean?
Wow. You know what?
He's all smiles right now.
He
wanted his hamburger, so.
Oh, okay.
Ben, we told Benny we wanted him back for the one tank trip show next week, and he said he would only do it if you came back on.
Oh, okay. Well, wait. I can't promise anything though because next week. I think next week is Tuesday, right? Like next Tuesday, my dad's getting out of rehab, so I'll be in West Virginia taking care of my dad. So I doubt I'll be able to join because we're gonna be really quiet. We don't want to bother him because he had his open heart surgery, and so he's been in a rehabilitation center, and it's been great because they've been able to help. And the best part is like my older sister used to work there. But then now that he's getting back, I'm going to be staying with him and helping take care of him. So, Sean, you're not grumpy. I was just joking.
Well, prayers go out to your dad.
Yeah, positive
congratulations.
Vibes. Yeah.
Pardon me. Thank you. He's done really well. So, Vietnam veteran, 76 now or 77. I think, yeah. He is a fighter. So he's doing really well. So, and see, growing up, our road trips consisted of just West Virginia, going to West Virginia, and then all of our other road trips were like we'd hit all of the World War II, like all that, and I'm like, for the love of God, like all the battlefields. That's what we did, and every single mountain there was, we'd hit, and so. I used to be the passenger that they'd have to stop because when my dad was driving around the mountains, he's like a race car driver. and I'd always like get sick to my stomach. So I wasn't a fun passenger as a kid in the mountains. So that's why
Sean
Florida
consider-
was so exciting, Sean. You dimmed on my dream there. I had never been to Georgia, never been to North Carolina, South Carolina. Look at how I'm trying to make him feel guilty. Don't you love it?
I didn't know that.
No, I'd only been to West Virginia. Oh, I did go to Montana, but that was a road trip. That was with like 20 people, though. That was quite the road trip.
Cat, you have to get him to stop at every state that you cross into and take a picture. You standing next to the state sign.
Yes, exactly. No, I won't do that to him. No. But if you're on a road, like if you have the time, like we went from Michigan, mind you, this is 2 big white vans. There's 25 of us in our youth group. We went from Michigan to Montana.
Whoa, nice trip.
Then from Montana, Yellowstone, like South Dakota, North Dakota, all of that. And we hit all of it. It was pretty incredible.
Yeah.
But
I
I
love
feel
Yellowstone.
sorry for the adults because it was like 18. I think there was 19 of us that were girls, and there's just 3 guys in our youth group.
Whoa.
For the guys, they must have loved it, but for the girls, that's not fun. There's always some kind of cattiness, and then there was just like I remember like at one point like we were like there was a buffalo in the middle of the road, and like we couldn't go anywhere. I love that though. That was a cool trip. I listened to Garth Brooks a lot on that trip. That was like my days of country music. So the 90s was good country.
Oh, that's the best. That's the best. Country
Oh
music,
yeah,
I think.
definitely.
90s,
So-
yeah.
That's the like. I mean, I have to say, I
Thunder
like
Rolls is a great road trip song too, by the way.
what one?
Thunder Rolls.
Oh
Thunder
yeah,
Rolls.
like that was the album. That was the. I think I had the Garth Brooks greatest hits going, playing nonstop. And then at moments it was like our church music. Our God is an awesome God, so we'd sing all of our music from like work camp and everything. So there's like some of that, and then some of us. Then that was the time of like the Walkman. Like you had your own CD. Oh no, I think it was still the tape player. No, it wasn't cassette. It was just when the CD player came out. Yeah, that's when you carried your own CDs. I wish there
That's
still had
how old
CD
I am.
players in
Yeah.
cars.
Oh, really?
I know you do. Here's Sean though. I'm gonna have some of your burger.
Nice.
Air traveling
Steal
music
my,
used to
go
be
and steal my food.
Just a little small piece. I cooked it.
Oh, my
Cooked it with love.
Nothing says love like sharing a hamburger, right?
John says you better be on the show next week now.
I know. You're welcome.
I'm
Jeez.
Thank you.
Good God. Wow.
good
Oh,
songs.
Sean, I'm good for crap, man. You know that. Come on.
It was at
You know,
that
I'm
moment you knew his career was at it was on the way down.
I really, really want to do okay, I'll wait till after the show's over for this.
Quicksilver
We
Messenger
get on here.
Service, Radar Love. That was good traveling music.
Telling you,
Okay.
man. For me, it's the Fleetwood Mac, man.
You can go your own way.
It's a nice little smooth. Oh yeah.
When that song plays, I go about 80 or 90 on the
It's like, I'll do it.
Well,
That's what the song
Anybody
says.
got to plug something? Because I think we've been on here long enough. Hour 38 minutes. You guys got to plug
Washington
something?
Football Weekly is back tomorrow.
Is it?
Yes.
All right.
Training camp
Awesome.
starts. The ownership change. I'm gonna see which jersey I'm gonna wear because it's super hot. So I'm only come on. It's only coming to come on.
I'm surprised you've contained yourself this long.
Yeah.
I
had to
thought
make
you
sure
would
it's
have a
true.
Washington Football Weekly special out there every day since Snyder's
Johnny.
out.
Johnny, you know I have reported on it time and time again how there's this thing that came up and this thing, and we're just like, he's got to be gone. He's got to be gone. It's still,
No, right?
still there. Nothing happened. The emails came out. He's going to be
Background.
gone. Right. The sexual harassment stuff came out. He's going to be gone. The U.S. government came after him. Still, he wasn't gone. So at this point, we're just like, I'll believe it when it's official. I understand it is official now, but I'm still kind of like, what does he have up his sleeve? He did get $6 billion. So
That was ridiculous.
What does dude have up his sleeve, man?
Mhm.
Benjamin, what's your next show?
My next show is NFL Edition Thursday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific for everybody else. For me, it'll be afterwards, I'm sure. And then have at it.
We
Friday night.
set up specific times specifically for Ben, so he's not late, and he still can't make it on time.
I know,
That's his
man.
shtick. That's his thing, though.
Yeah, punctuality is not my best friend on Thursday nights. So. Yeah.
All right, man.
I don't,
Scott,
I
you
don't
ain't got
have
nothing going on you.
I don't have anything to plug because my wife is already sleeping. Want to wake her up.
Oh my.
Oh.